Well, I hope everybody's ready for this. It's finally that time of the season. It's round number 6 of the second season of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series, and it will be live from the streets of Chicago here in just a moment. Coverage of the Goodleaf VHS Rental Grand Prix of Chicago is around the turn here on Turn 200.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... He landed in the Divine Dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
Welcome into tonight's coverage of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series, Season number 2, Round number 6. Here tonight, it's the Goodleaf VHS Rental Grand Prix of Chicago here on Turn 200. My name is Tommy Cook. We'll have Matt Williamson alongside here momentarily. Let's take a look at this wonderful track in this wonderful city, Sweet Home Chicago. It's in the great state of Illinois, where Matt Williamson and I both reside. And here on the mean streets of one of the biggest tourist spots in the entire city, occasionally you'll find yourself in the middle of a racetrack. Yeah, why not? Now, this is the prototype version of the track. This is what they were first making the track look like before they actually laid it out in real life. It's a little bit smoother than the actual course, but not much smoother. It is 2.14 miles, 12 turns, and it is going to be an absolute handful in these cars. Expect a lot of carnage and calamity here tonight. How much? Well, we'll leave that up to you before we get going here, as we'll take an AI lap around the circuit. Of course, you're headed down the main straight right now. You're about to take a left turn on East Balboa Drive. A short jaunt up to a right-hander onto South Lake Shore. You'll head down the road just a bit on East Roosevelt with a couple of quick right-handers. Down South Columbus Drive, which is the main straight as well, but you're not headed back, of course, up the same side of the street. You'll hang a left turn after a quick little jaunt here into turn number 6. Down the hill, over a bridge, right-hander onto South Michigan. After this, you'll take a right-hander onto turn number 8 and through the plaza, a left-hander. Hold that wheel to the left and then crank it a little bit to the right here, back onto South Michigan, turn number 10, and then hard on the brakes for the right-hander, 90-degree, turn number 11. You'll go back up the hill and across a different bridge, up East Jackson Drive. Before you hang that right-hander, pit entrance will be right there to your right, and you're back on South Columbus Drive and across the start-finish line. That is one lap around the Chicago street circuit. Thank you very much to the sponsor of tonight's Grand Prix. It's Goodleaf VHS Rentals. Our friend Goodleaf, always in the chat with us here. Got to hang out with them in the booth as well a couple of weeks ago for the Goodleaf VHS Rentals Indianapolis 150 for the Daredevil series. Very interesting collection of some of the older media formats, including vinyls and VHS. Goodleaf has at her disposal. So, absolutely. If you need a VHS tape, more than likely Goodleaf has got it or will know where to get it. And also, I believe we'll do some electronic repairs as well to some of the older hardware. So, if you need a VHS player fixed, hit up Miss Goodleaf in any of the Discord servers. Pretty much, that's Turn 200 is involved with their broadcasts. Thanks to Goodleaf for sponsoring tonight's events here with the GoSquadra Formula Super Series. Tonight's coverage is also provided by
4D Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoe and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers, and GoSquadra, the title sponsor of the Formula Super Series. GoSquadra's mission is to enhance race team management across all sim racing platforms. GoSquadra will connect drivers with teams, manage race events, create and edit stint schedules, enable easy stint adjustments on the fly during a live race, and much more. Coming soon, head over to GoSquadra.com.
We are in for a survival race. There is no doubt about it. I mean, anybody that has driven on the Chicago street course knows that it is extremely tight, and those of you that have probably not driven on the prototype of the Chicago street course, which is even tighter. So it is a challenging circuit. But the reason that they are at the prototype is because the track is a lot less bumpy And bumps is something this car in particular does not like whatsoever. So they at least have that going for them. Certainly, and I am now. I apologize, Tommy. Something has, I think, maybe happened to my sound here for some reason. I don't think I've ever had the stream not pick up Discord for some unknown reason. So, not sure the folks have been able to hear you. If they can, my mixer is lying to me. But I'm gonna try and get that figured out here in just a moment. Hopefully we'll see what we can do here. I think you're able to talk literally as much as you want, because I'm not sure it's really gonna matter. And I am going to do everything I can. Okay, I think we're good now.
Okay, somebody want to tell us in the chat if I'm being heard. I don't know why it's always the Formula Super Series that we have our silly technical glitches on. It's just, I don't know. Monday nights, I guess. iRacing doesn't like Mondays.
No PC updates, no Streamlabs updates, no iRacing updates, no Discord updates. And somehow something changed. I can't tell you what it was, but it should be fixed now.
Okay, well, what we were saying was there's an incredibly tight points race all of a sudden between Titus Sherlock, Joe DeGregorio, and Mitch Welker. And those are three of the drivers that are at the front of this field. They'll all start in the top 5 here for the sprint. Joe DeGregorio has been the man to beat in the sprints this season. He's got 3 victories in the sprint, none in the features. He'll look to pick up a 4th here. With Hunter Engrav lining up to his outside, it's Titus Sherlock. He needs a big night. His 130-point lead 2 races ago has been cut down to just 10 markers. He will start at 3rd next to Jeff Groff. Mitch Welker, 2 feature victories in a row coming into tonight. He will line up at 5th next to his teammate Michael Costello. Row number 4 on the inside, Mario Cappellucci. Dudes outside, J.J. Wang. Christopher Hill's been very fast in practice. He is all the way back to 9th, though, on the starting grid. Christian Jasper will round out the top 10. It is Cameron Dance and Zach Buchanan on row 6. Sam McDougall and Brett Hahn, the top AM there in the 14th position. Zach Flaum, Kyle Allen on row number 8. Griffin Yellen, Matt Johnston, Nick Goyette, Brian Labarge, your top 20 starters. We've got 28 who will look to take to the starting grid here, Matt, as we get the weather conditions on Lake Michigan here in Chicago, Illinois.
We are taking a look at the weather conditions here off the lake here in Chicago. 73 degrees is the track temperature. The Windy City, not very windy here today. Only 6 miles an hour is the current wind conditions, and has been less than. I think that might be the gust here today. So not much wind to contend with here for the drivers as we get rolling along. We got 15-minute 15-minute sprint coming up for you. 200 seconds of overtake as always. That'll be interesting to use here around Chicago Street. 17X is the drive-through. 25X is the disqualification. No fast repairs as always. And drivers, please try and survive.
Absolutely. Hello, Jeff. Hello, anybody else that's hanging out with us here as we get ready to go for the sprint at the Chicago Street Prototype Circuits. Oh, Lord. Hold on to your hats. Engines are revving. About to head down South Columbus. Green flag. There's the left, 2 and 3 wide. They filter down. João de Gregorio with the lead. Side by side for fourth, Welker and Costello. Welker Renault's out ahead. As we're heading down De La Salle Lakeshore, right-hander. Now on North Columbus and teammates wheel to wheel. Welker again out to fourth. Titus Sherlock is just worked through an accident. He had to start in the pits, so he is way deep in this field. And Brian Labarge had crashed directly in front of him as now Mitch Welker has a problem.
Oh, and that is in a bad spot on the inside here. Everybody needing to go around.
And Welker's sprint is over. He'll tow back to the pits. Cautions are on for the sprint in the feature. But we'll have to see if we get any. Mario Cappellucci also with a meatball flag, and he is going to be hard-pressed to get down pit road as he caused a traffic jam there on the right turn back to Columbus. João de Gregorio leads the opening lap. Problems for Drew White in the final straight.
Mario Cappellucci down pit road here as well.
Yeah, meatball for Mario. As De Gregorio now has Engrav within a few car lengths for the lead here in the sprint. João's times in practice were a little bit slower than that of his competitors, but he seems to have found something here.
Oh,
maybe a shift
problems. Griffin Yellen is around.
Griffin Yellen in the 88.
Here comes Sherlock to make a pass on Nate Siefker. Sherlock up into the top 12 already.
I think you'll be seeing more of just those petty spins. That could very well turn into other, more large accidents.
Oh, there's another one. That's JJ Wang, I believe. Cameron Dance looking to get a move made on Zach Flaum. Down the start finish straight and does into turn one. And Zach Buchanan has been awful quick here as well. He got around Christopher Hill.
Little hitch in the giddy up for Hunter Engrav into turn number 6. He'll lose a couple of tenths. He's still within a second, though.
Here is Cameron Dance, the point of view. From the 6, he has caught Hill and Buchanan rather quickly here.
Oh, Top and Brett Hahn out of the race from 9th. He pounded the barriers into turn number 6, Noah Gregson style.
Oh, Hill's into the wall.
As Hill gets into the wall, Byron Daly is into the wall. Both of those in the plaza.
Oh, and Daly right in the middle of the course. Donchak going to have to make his way around rather cautiously.
Dan Miglin with a meatball.
Things do not slow down for Christopher Hill as Zach Flaum is right here behind him now as well. And things awfully tight for the lead here.
And grab with the purple lap last time around.
An incredibly difficult circuit to try and make passes on.
Oh, Nick Fleury with a problem now. He's gone around. And his sprint might be over. Top am right now, Kyle Allen in 12th. Or rather, in 11th now.
Here's Buchanan. Buchanan has had a ton of speed here in the sprint. Right up to that rear wing of Costello here, trying to get to 4th.
And Costello has a meatball flag. So he must have clicked off a barrier somewhere. They're easy to come by here, that's for sure.
It's not really slowed him down a whole lot, so that's unfortunate.
He definitely seems to be losing the front end of the car in some of these tighter turns. Not that there really aren't many non-tight turns.
Oh,
As
that's a tight turn. Buchanan is out.
Oh, boy. And there goes Costello as well. So Cameron Dance will pick up 2. Not the way he wanted, though. Yeah, definitely did not have the nose on that one. I don't think there will ever be a good point to take a replay here, but we got to find a window to do at least a couple because a lot has happened. I mean, look at the names that are out of the sprint already. Sam McDougall just crashed right now. I don't know if he's out, but Costello, Buchanan, Fleury, Jasper, Daly, Welker, Capilucci, Labarge.
Let's go ahead and go for it. This is incident for Welker. Gets into the wall there, and then extremely slow and gets run over by a competitor. You see Cameron Dance. Cameron Dance lost a lot of positions off of that incident. Had to slow way down. Kyle Allen has been one of the mainstays in the AM competition here. And I believe it may have been Kyle Allen that actually made that contact with Welker. He's having issues. Brett Hahn, another one of the top amateurs this season. He bends it into the wall. Here's Byron Daly. Just loops it around, and he is in a tough position here, trying to get turned around. Let's take a look at Buchanan and Costello one more time. Buchanan, not Costello, might just kind of back off since he had the meatball flag, but certainly did not. Buchanan gets pushed into the outside wall. And here's McDougall. I feel like we've done a montage every week of either the sprint or the finish. Or the feature, I should say.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like we're going to have crashes. 2 tonight.
Yes, that's probably likely.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but you haven't missed anything during the replays. No changes in position, no spins, no crashes. We've only got 15 drivers on the track right now. Engrav is within a second of Jowdy Gregorio still.
Yelling. Pretty loose there through that one. Bonomi just about got through.
And J.J. Wang with a meatball. Nick Goyette now with a meatball as well. Purple lap for Cameron Dance in P4.
I mean, Dance has been very, very fast, but he got kind of mired in traffic after having to slow way. I mean, basically come to a complete stop for one of the incidents early on.
Titus Sherlock, the points leader, running in P6. This is the best that he has done in a while. And by a while, I mean the last couple of races. The Spanish swing was less Spain and more pain for the 311.
No pain,
Top
no
Spain,
right. Is that what they say?
I don't. It is now. It's on the t-shirt. Guaranteed. Kyle Allen, the top AM right now.
Bonomi really wanted to take that dive to the inside, but could not quite get the run. Kind of got covered off and blocked a little bit down that long stretch. Oh!
Yikes.
There's Yellen into the wall. He's been in the wall a couple times here.
Yeah,
and then it hits it again. That's probably going to be it. Yep.
I don't even know if he has a tire. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's done. Well, that brings us down to 11.
That'll be 12.
Not many.
I think Donchak is still on track. He's
Yep, that's 12.
close to going a lap down, but has not yet. That will be 12 on the lead lap, and only 12 running the race, I really should say.
Well, I can't say we didn't expect this.
I can't either.
Di Gregorio with 4.5 minutes to go. Biggest lead of the race thus far, over a second and a half.
I feel like we talk about survival every week here in the GoSquadra Formula Super Series, but it's probably been said so much that you just assume, but we really should have overstated it here because this is the one.
Yeah, it's I don't know if we need to state it. I think it's obvious by this point. If you didn't think it was possible before, you have found out.
Let's go on board with Titus Sherlock. He is running down Zach Flaum right now, trying to get into a top 5. Get some points here in the sprint race. Get back on track where he left off a few weeks ago.
Nicely done.
Only 3 minutes left here. Leaders have kind of yo-yoed times back and forth for basically this entire race. It's just under a second now is the gap from Di Gregorio back to Engrav.
Last time through, your P10 runner, Kevin Bonomi, put in the purple lap. Big lap, 109.086. Oh, and Peter Donchek has towed back to the pits, so we're down to 11. Another purple lap for Bonomi. Can't be a great feeling if you're Matt Johnston, knowing that you are the last driver running and also 1 point away, or 1 position away from getting points. Well, the practice speed for Christopher Hill is not quite translated to the feature, or rather the sprint, as Nate Siefker will go by for 7th. I didn't mean to cut you off there, sorry.
No, at this point I think he just expects somebody else to drop out probably. I don't think he's trying to push it too hard.
Just don't be the one that does it.
Started with 27, only 11 are left. This is only a 15-minute race.
Something tells me there will be some more voluntary pit road starts for the feature.
Well, I think that was it's worked out for Titus here, and he just needed to get through some of the action at the beginning of one of these races and just show off the speed. He's done it here in the sprint.
Leaders will see the white flag, and Grav is still right here, but has not quite had the pace or the closing rate to get past João Di Gregorio, the master of the sprint both last season and this season. And if this result holds, he should be within just a couple of points of the points lead headed into the feature. What a turnaround it's been, mainly for Titus Sherlock, but also Di Gregorio, who went the first 2 weeks without making a single lap combined in the features. Oh, Cameron Dance has binned it on the final lap.
Oh, my. That thing looks like it's been through a trash compactor.
And Grav is within a car length. One more turn to go. And checkers are out. Jowdy Gregorio will fend off Hunter and Grav for his 4th sprint victory of the season. And Grav in 2nd, and Jeff Groff will round out the sprint podium. Cameron Dance trying to limp this car home, and he's lost the other left side tire. So there's the point for Matt Johnston. Well, I was just going to say, when we're talking about points contenders, Cameron Dance has snuck into the top 5 with some good runs the last couple of weeks. But that one's going to hurt. But we've got a feature left to go. Jowdy Gregorio with a little celebration. We are ready to go to the invert here and ready to go to the warm-up here. And somebody remembered to prepare for the broadcast this week. So we'll step aside here for just a few minutes and be back, maybe with a word with Jowdy Gregorio. We'll see. But we'll be back here in a couple minutes on Turn 200 from the Chicago Street Course.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... he landed in the divine dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Thank you very much to the sponsor of tonight's Grand Prix. It's Goodleaf VHS Rentals. Tonight's coverage is also provided by
4D Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoe and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. And GoSquadra, the title sponsor of the Formula Super Series. GoSquadra's mission is to enhance race team management across all sim racing platforms. GoSquadra will connect drivers with teams, manage race events, create and edit stint schedules, enable easy stint adjustments on the fly during a live race, and much more. Coming soon, head over to GoSquadra.com.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back to American Monaco, as Jeff would say. And I can't necessarily disagree with that. After the sprint race, we are back here. Still the warm-up period. I think we're going to try and get a word in with the winner of the sprint race. And we are going to pull in the winner of the sprint race, João Di Gregorio. Congratulations on a well-run sprint race there. It was pretty crazy for the rest of the field. But you led the way the whole entire race, and you got it done. How was it out there?
Hi guys. Track is pretty hard for those who have a direct drive. The car is bouncing a lot, so my arms are very sore, are very tired. But it was fun. I like this track, but I just think it doesn't suit this car so well. But let's see how I can survive the second race, because I'm starting in 10th, so let's see how it does.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you try and work through some traffic out there starting in that 10th position. It should be exciting. Is there anybody else anybody that you would like to shout out or thank here before we let you go to the feature race?
Just say thanks to Pro Racing Simuladores, and say hello to some of students of mine that I taught them on how to race on rain at Spa. They are having a league race on Wednesday, so just say hi to them. Hope to be here on the end of the day.
Sounds great, Joe. Well, it's always a pleasure to get to talk to you, and good luck here in the feature.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was winner of the sprint race, João Di Gregorio. Just about a minute left in the warm-up period here. My counterpart, Tommy Cook, had some technical difficulties during the break, so he should be here with us momentarily.
I am here. I just got back, if you can hear me.
Yes, we got you.
Yeah, so my entire computer crashed, basically. So thank you for hopping in there. Yeah. I'm still not loaded back into the sim, so you might have to, I don't know how close we are on time here.
We got about 30 seconds before we're gonna get to the starting grid here, so I may have to take care of that for you, but we shall see. I mean, big thing that's gonna happen here is everybody's gonna have to be patient. I think Jeff said it here, only 11 cars running after the sprint race, and the feature is 2.6 times longer than the sprint, so they're gonna have to be careful out there to start this one.
Is that all? 2.6 times larger? Well, I think I'll have to do the starting grid here, but I should be good to go for the feature start.
Well, that is not a problem at all, as I will go ahead and give you the starting grid here for the feature race from American Monaco, a.k.a. Chicago Street. starting on the pole here in the feature race will be Matt Johnston after finishing 10th there in the sprint. To his outside will be Kyle Allen. Starting in the second row, Kevin Bonomi and Christopher Hill will be there in that row. Nate Siefker and Zach Flaum will be in the third row. Titus Sherlock and Jeff Groff will start on the fourth row. Hunter Engrav and João Di Gregorio finished first and second there in the sprint. They will start 9th and 10th. Cameron Dance and Peter Donchak will start 11th and 12th. And we'll scroll on through. Griffin Yellen, J.J. Wang, Nick Goyette, Zach Buchanan, Michael Costello, Sam McDougall, and Dan Miglin, and Nick Flory will round out your top 20. Byron Daly, Brett Hahn, Christian Jasper, Mario Campolucci will start in 23rd and 24th. And the rest of your starters will be Brian Labarge, Mitch Welker, Drew White, and Jesse Lacey. Take a quick peek at the weather conditions. 74 degrees still. A little bit higher winds. Shouldn't be a huge problem. We are getting ready to take the green.
It's all you.
And the feature race is underway. Wow, fanning out big time here into the first turn. 3 wide most of the way through. Everybody taking care of each other so far. But Nate Siefker is out to a pretty sizable lead early here. Boy, this is a turn you do not want to be side by side in, but they are doing it anyways.
Oh, problems for Byron Daly.
Oh,
Daly has
my.
crashed. He's collected Sam McDougall, others involved as well. And Daly's race might be over already.
Oh, there's
playing
that
there.
around. Oh, dear, this might be a big one.
And caution is out. Zach Flaum, Drew White, Cameron Dance, Griffin Yellen, all involved. Some with irreparable damage. Caution is out here on lap 1 with Siefker in the lead of the race. Well, I can't say I didn't expect this.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised we didn't have it in the first race. After seeing the first one, I honestly thought that it might be a little bit calmer here early on in the feature, but of course I was wrong again. What's crazy is Zach Flaum is the one that went around in that corner and doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, Flaum, I don't believe, has a meatball flag. McDougall, Daly, Dance, and Yellen do after the first lap. Dance and Yellen are still out there on the track. But McDougall and Daly are done. Zach Buchanan, without a meatball flag, is also out of this race.
Yeah, you see the front of the 6 and the 88 not looking very sporty here. They will have to come in for repairs. Yellen's doesn't look quite as bad as Dance's. Might be able to just come in and get a front wing put on and might be okay. But let's go ahead and take a look back at some of the action here. This is Daly and McDougall, nearly 3 wide into this corner. Oh, and there's a slow car down there on the bottom. Not sure exactly who that is. Maybe a bit of a different angle than McDougall wanted to take in there. I apologize. That's actually McDougall that comes in later. I'm not sure who that was that made the initial contact with Byron there. We'll try and see if we can figure it out. That is what happens to Daly. Has to slow way down and gets hit from behind originally and then loses the rear wing, and I just don't think had any grip there. Bounces off both walls. That's a tough way to start a race. figure out who this is that Daly had his run-in with. Looks like it might have been the 12 of Goyette. And indeed it was. And then here's what was appearing to be a track blocker. Zach Flam gets hit from behind by Cameron Dance and sends 3 of them sideways. I mean, that's basically a blind turn. You cannot see what's coming up when you make that left. Don't think that was a bad use of the dirty laundry there.
Yeah, definitely a messy opening lap. Not a surprise. We do have some drivers that have come down pit road that I'm not entirely sure were involved in any incidents. Just a reminder that your required change of tires cannot come before lap number 10 or the 20-minute mark of the race, whichever comes first. So drivers like Di Gregorio, Costello, Goyette, Graf Hahn, those are the drivers that may or may not have been involved in some of those accidents. Not 100% sure. A couple of other drivers definitely were involved in the accident that also came down pit road. But yeah, if you're trying to play the strategy, can't do it quite yet. And also, as just a heads up to everybody in the chats, I am running with as few applications up on this computer as possible. It's having some weird CPU issues of late. My entire thing crashed a couple minutes ago. So not running the chats. Sorry I can't see all your wonderful contributions to what is going to be an interesting race, man. You'll have to keep me in the loop. American Monaco is pretty good, though. That was the last one I caught before I got the boot. So, well, we are sure trundling along here, but the pace car should hang a right down Columbus this time. And we'll see if this is even the final caution of the race, but we're getting ready for, I think, only the 3rd restart of the season behind the pace car. Back underway. Steveker, Johnston, Hill, Bonomi, Sherlock, the top 5.
Oh, problems then to turn 1. Mario Cavalucci into the wall.
Yeah, it was just a lockup for him and a spin. As here we go for 4th. Sherlock takes over Bonomi. Oh, Cameron Dance just got tagged because he's running out there without a front wing. He got hit hard. His race is certainly over.
Hunter Engrab goes through the inside past Kyle Allen. And JJ Wang now through on Kyle as well. Dan Miglin not too far behind here either.
Allen top AM right now. They're all right there together, though, for 8th, 9th, and 10th. AM standings are tight. And Fleury is in that hunt. Oh, and Drew White now with a problem from 12th through the final turn. He'll just tow it back to the pits.
Front of this field starting to stack up a little bit here. Johnston, Hill, Sherlock very tightly contested for 2nd.
Seeker not too far ahead of this group as Johnston is trying to fight for his life, and that's Christopher Hill into the back. And there goes Sherlock. Tagged. Oh, the terrible luck for Sherlock continues as Johnston Hill careened into one another. Sherlock is back rolling. I don't think he has a meatball flight, but he certainly has damage on that 311. I don't know how he's still rolling, to be honest.
Christopher Hill without a front wing is actually navigating this course not terribly, but is certainly holding up Bonomi, I believe.
With no front wing, I'm surprised he does not have a meatball flag.
Oh! Bonomi hits the wall too.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin knew that Christopher does not have a front wing and really tried to push it hard. No, Hill is definitely suffering without this front wing. I just can't believe that he hasn't been called to pit road.
The wild times have not stopped. There's problems into turn one.
That's Miglin into Allen for the top AM position.
And Allen is going to lose a ton of positions.
And he has a meatball flag. His race is over.
Here goes Bonomi through on Christopher Hill.
Bonomi's lucky he doesn't have a meatball flag as well. That was a fairly decent shot into that inside wall out of the plaza.
I would be surprised if he doesn't have some sort of right side wheel damage. I mean, he didn't hit the wall lightly.
No. He certainly did not. But he's through to second, 5.5 seconds behind Nate Siefker. Boy, Zhao talked about how taxing this course was. Of course, we all know Nate Siefker coming off of a lot of injury. I can't imagine how he's feeling right now, especially at the front of this field.
He's had the benefit of not having to battle anybody since the restart.
Well,
and it's done wonders for him. Well over 4.5 seconds in the lead right now.
Well, with Kevin Bonomi behind him, he just turned the purple lap and is on another purple lap right now. So his advantage may be dwindling a bit. But you're right, some clean air and clean track has done wonders for Siefker up front. Meanwhile, battling for fourth, JJ Wang will get through on Christopher Hill. Titus Sherlock is now on the scene as well. Sherlock will take Hill.
Can't believe Sherlock is still this fast. I thought for sure he would have very significant damage.
Nice to have luck on your side for once, because he has not had much of late.
I'm not sure I would call that situation luck necessarily, but
well, luck that he wasn't
looking
completely
at it,
junked.
Yeah, glass half full there, I suppose.
Bonomi 8/10 up on Siefker last time by. Purple lap. Inside of 4 seconds now, but a purple opening sector for Siefker is a nice answer. Although Bonomi just took it back.
Jasper takes a look to the inside of Goyette and gets it done.
Michael Costello just made a pass on Brian LaBarge for 10th.
Battle for top 10 spots is pretty heavy right now. As Costello is going to take a look inside of Flory. Flory's going to let him go to try and stay in line here with a long line of drivers lined up behind him. Costello wastes no time, well over a second in front of Flory already.
Two and a half seconds now for Bonomi. So he went purple last time by again. Jasper threw on the barge for 11th. And that's still pretty well stacked up behind.
And Jeff Groff is next there. Goyette, Di Gregorio lined up. Di Gregorio going to try and take a look to the inside. Wow, that's a dangerous place to do it. Goyette slowed way down. Flaum gets through as well. Now Jasper to the inside of Flory. And Flory must just not be getting a great run. out of, I believe that's 4.
Wow, Siefker had a bit of a moment, and he has lost nearly the entirety of his lead. It's inside of a second. At the last sector, it was still 2 seconds. So Siefker and Bonomi now going to be in the battle for the lead. Oh, Siefker pounded the wall. I think Siefker's got some pretty heavy left rear damage, if I'm not mistaken. But no meatball.
Oh, yeah, locks it up big time there.
There's some serious handling issues on this 2 car. Bonomi will have to be on the outside here. Pits are open. This time down Columbus. The Siefker fighting against his car and against Kevin Bonomi at the front of the field. Hunter Engrav not too far behind if these two really start to get after it. No pitting from the top 2. Bonomi will try and out-drag Siefker down to Columbus.
Bonomi trying to set up a couple of outside ins here, but it's very difficult to do here.
That was done nicely. That was that outside in move, and he will take it on the inside. New leader, Kevin Bonomi. Christopher Hill and Jowdy Gregorio are down pit road.
Welker and Sherlock battling it out for a 5th place spot here.
This is important for the championship as well.
Oh,
whoa!
wow.
These are 2 of the best. And if they can't go side by side through some of these corners. Oh, problems for Nate Siefker. He's towed back to the pits from 2nd with a meatball.
Oh, problems. Welker
There's
gets
Engrav.
tagged.
Engrav and Welker. That's 3 drivers in the top 5 in 1 lap. Titus Sherlock has a meatball from that as well. 4 of the top 6.
Wow.
Oh, my. What a disaster.
That all occurred very quickly. And lots of drivers down pit road right now. So, I mean, a good portion of them because of damage, but others just for pit stops here as it is open.
Miglin and Fleury are down there running for top end. Michael Costello is down. Kevin Bonomi from the lead has a meatball flag. Oh, my. Oh, and he's just hit the barriers hard again. That's 5 of the top 6 in the last 2 miles. Now they're out of the race.
Look who's taking over the lead.
It's JJ Wang. Of course it's JJ Wang. He's the one that made us do this in the first place. Unbelievable. What in the world? This is ridiculous. Oh, my. Well, I don't even know how this race is going to play out anymore, but we've got some replays to look at from the last lap. That see 60% of the top 10 and 110% of the top 5 take it out.
Well, let's take a look at Siefker's incident here first. This is sort of what kicked it off. Of course, Siefker had gotten into the wall previous that gave him... Oh, wow, that was just a big wiggle right there, and it's right behind... Oh, right behind Engrav, and I think that might be where Engrav got his damage. We got to back this up here and choose a different camera while we're at it. So when Siefker goes around, Engrav tries to get through, and I think makes contact with his left wheel to Siefker's wing, and I think it might have ripped that wheel off. Oh, and I don't think Engrav expected Welker to be on the inside lane there. Just about everybody takes the outside lane. You do not see people take that inside lane very often whatsoever. But Welker was there, and Engrav turned right down into the lane. And then here is Bonomi from the lead. Oh, just gets in way too hot and slams the wall on the outside. I mean, that was no wiggle there. Just locked it up, got in way too hot. I mean, that is one heck of a turn of events at the front of the field.
So crucially, Mitch Welker is back out on track. His meatball is already cleared. He's for sure at least 1 lap down. He might be 2 laps down, but he is right behind JJ Wang, who is yet to make a pit stop, question mark. So much has happened here. Lost complete track of who is pitted and who is not. Okay, so Welker's only 1 lap down. So he makes 14 that are out on the track here. Just over the halfway mark of this race. Christopher Hill getting through and Brian Labarge to move into the top 5. I mean, what a topsy-turvy running order here. JJ Wang leading. Christian Jasper in second. Zach Flaum is in third. Nick Goyette, Christopher Hill, the top 5. Then it's Brian Labarge in 6th. Jeff Groff in 7th. Michael Costello, João De Gregorio, and Dan Miglin, the top 10. As Costello will get through on Jeff Groff, not by much, and De Gregorio is right in this mix here as well.
Yeah, that's a gutsy move by Costello. I mean, knew he had the pace, but making that move around the outside, it's very easy to not get the turn through that first corner, get into the outside wall. Made it work nicely.
Mario Campolucci has crashed out of turn number 12. His night is over, seemingly. So that brings us down to 14.
Here's João De Gregorio, the sprint race winner, who had problems early, had to come down pit road during the caution period.
I think he got a piece of the wall there. Trying to get through on Groff for 8th.
João's going to have the run on Groff here.
If João could just finish this race, I mean, he is really looking good for the final 4 races of the season. We're at the Homestead Roval next week. I'm sure some carnage and calamity, but nothing on this scale. I don't know if we've ever seen a field ravaged like this before. Other than the Daredevil series at Chicagoland in Season 3. Real ones, no.
Yes. I mean, anytime you come to the Chicago street circuit, you honestly kind of expect this. Especially a car with the characteristics of this one.
Is it just an Illinois problem?
He can blame him for a lot of things, and I'm not opposed to doing it here either.
Oh, Lord.
Last lap around for Costello was the purple lap of the race. Costello has 3.7 seconds to get up to Brian Labarge in 6th.
Jeff Groff has crashed. His race is over. So there's one more for Mitch Welker.
So 2 drivers still need to come down pit road here. One of them is your leader, JJ Wang. Actually, I take this back. The top 4 still need to come down pit road. Jasper, Flaum, and Goyette have not been down pit road since the caution period. So Wang, Jasper, Flaum, and Goyette all need to come down pit road, and Hill just got through on Goyette. And Brian Labarge still needs to come down as well. Jeff Mathis makes a good point. Gateway is in Illinois.
Yeah, it brings the average up.
Should we change? Should we amend that to the Chicagoland area is the problem?
Maybe.
I think I'm okay saying that.
Formula Super Series at Fairbury next year?
Where's the Peoria Motorcycle Club?
Oh, Lord. Now we're into the weeds. Well, gap from Hill up to JJ Wang is, I don't want to say insurmountable, but Christopher's definitely going to need some help, and he's going to need to stay out of the barriers as well. That was awfully close. But with pit stops to go, it's not impossible that Hill is in it for the win here. I think, honestly, JJ is in a good spot. He's got 13 seconds back to Christian Jasper and another 5 back to Zach Flaum. So 18 in total. Jado Gregorio, purple lap, and P8.
Yeah, I'm not sure Hill is totally healthy here either. I know he's been close to some incidents, but I'm not sure exactly what that car is handling like.
I think health is relative at this point.
If the field had a health bar, it would have been depleted multiple times at this point.
We're up in the 100% on your final life in Smash. Like, you're just expecting to get smacked out of the stratosphere at any point. Here's Christian Jasper from second.
We see JJ go for the overcut in just about every race he runs here in the GoSquadra Formula Super Series, so it's no surprise to see him stay out and be out front here. But he's in a much better position this time around than he has been all season.
Christian Jasper pitting out, and he's going to plop right down in the middle of a battle here. Might be just ahead of it, actually, of Costello and Labarge. And now De Gregorio's getting through on Labarge. So Jal will move up to 7th. He has Costello not too far ahead, and Christian Jasper another couple of seconds up the road, just getting his tires up to temperature. Oh, and that was Michael Costello going straight through into the barriers. And that will be a race ender as well. Man.
Junkyards are eating good tonight.
Yeah.
There was Mitch Welker past Nick Flory. Puts Welker in a top 10.
Somehow. Still a lap down, by the way. That was quick meatball service. In and out in under 3 minutes.
Well, Christopher Hill is starting to eat into this gap to JJ Wang. It was about 33.5-ish seconds a couple laps ago. Maybe 3 laps ago. It's now down to a 31.7.
Not sure how much time you lose on a pit stop, but I would imagine it would have to be a little bit close to that. Or close enough to where Hill could smell blood in the water and push JJ, or push the issue for what would be the race win.
Well, it looks like Christian Jasper, who just came in, his pit lap time was a 29.92, so basically 30 seconds. Or pit lane time, I should say.
So close enough.
So and now I will say that Jasper has had one of the fastest pit lane times of anybody. The only other one that was faster was Nick Flory. No, that's Michael Costello. I apologize. With a 29.15. Everybody else has been above 30 seconds. So JJ is going to have a good in and out here to be able to stay in front of Christopher Hill.
When will he make this stop? Again, he has to make it before the 2 to go lap. I should say coming to the 2 to go. It's 10.5 minutes, so that should give him about 8 or 9 laps, 7 or 8 laps to make a pit stop. And we're still waiting on Flaum and Goyette as well. Is that correct?
Yes. Goyette, Flaum, and Brian Labarge as well.
Okay. So, 11 drivers running. Christopher Hill in third has just taken the purple lap as Nick Goyette will come in from fourth. Ooh, doggy.
Christopher Hill is piping him in right now.
Yeah, he sees what we see.
108.79, purple lap. And he is now right at that 30-second mark. I don't think there's any doubt that Hill is going to come out in front of JJ now.
Without a mistake. So for JJ, do you answer this time? We know he likes to overcut. He has kind of done the overcut, but he's usually in with like a few laps to go. Like 2 or 3. Purple lap for Hill.
Here, the lap times are not that long, so he can still go quite a ways here with over 8 minutes left.
I mean, Christopher Hill's making up almost a second a lap on JJ at this moment in time, and JJ's got live traffic ahead now as well.
I think if you're JJ, you got to come in here. I think you're better off. You're just better off trying to come out in front of your competitor and trying to play a little defense, I think. But letting Hill have the clean track in front of him, I think JJ is going to let him through on the pit cycle now. We'll see what kind of a lap Hill is able to run here. I have a feeling it's going to be a quick one. Another purple lap, Tommy.
That all came in the first sector. His sector 2 and 3 were personal slowest. Or not personal best, rather. But again, he's 1.2 seconds quicker than JJ Wang last time around. And JJ now is stuck in lap traffic.
Here comes Zhao catching up to Christian Jasper. We get Zhao up to 4th, and he continues to pick drivers off here. Here comes JJ Wang.
JJ will make it this time. We'll see if Zach Flaum will pit this time. He will not. So Flaum will take over the lead. It's a question of whether Hill is going to get through on JJ or not. We think he will.
Hill is to the final corner already. I don't think there's any doubt.
JJ will get to the cone here. There goes Christopher Hill across the line. And he is not very far behind, but Wang is out ahead. That's even with a personal best, or rather a purple lap for Christopher Hill.
That was a great job by JJ to get in and out quickly. Unbelievable.
1 second ahead. We'll still have to get these tires up to temperature, and Hill is just on a blistering pace at the moment.
What that tells me is JJ was able to get onto pit road a lot cleaner than some of his competitors because his lane time was actually slower than Christian Jasper, but Jasper must have been much slower actually getting onto that pit lane. But JJ was able to send it up to the line.
JJ throwing dirty air here on Christopher Hill, having to play defense for a potential feature victory with the Formula Super Series. Neither driver has ever seen victory lane here in the GoSquadra Formula Super Series. Here's Hill. Fakes it to the inside.
Whoa!
Right out to the barriers.
Like
Wang. Not a clean exit. Hill was going to pounce on that. You don't want to be side by side in here. I think Wang is going to give him the spot. Christopher Hill is through to second, what could very well be the race win, after Zach Flau makes a pit stop.
JJ's got to be careful to not push it too hard when the tires are not yet up to an optimal temperature. Nearly got into the wall there. Here's that battle for fourth. Jow
Flam down pit road.
All over Jasper.
And before Zach Flam has even made it to his pit box, Christopher Hill is through with the race lead. We'll see then if Flam is plopped right in the middle of this battle with Jasper and Di Gregorio.
Oh,
come up behind and spins it.
Just trying to get out quickly to keep touch with Jasper and Di Gregorio, but got on it a little too early.
Good news for him. This field is so depleted, he had 20 seconds to spin that car around. So a battle for the bronze and a battle for the gold. No matter what, you're not going to finish any worse than 11th if you're still running. Just heard somebody thunk into a barrier. I don't see any meatballs, though. Oh, and it was Dan Meglin. There's a meatball.
Yeah, Goyette just got through on Dan. I think Dan definitely had a problem there.
So Dan was running top AM. That should give it to Brett Hahn. Nick Fleury, the only other AM still running. So it'll be between those two for the honors tonight with just a few laps to go. 1.6 second lead for Christopher Hill over JJ Wang. Christian Jaspers pulled out to a 1 second advantage over Di Gregorio for third.
Jow still putting up a battle here to try and get on the podium. Got the overtake on here. Got a big run, but he's just going to run out of room.
Yeah, that advantage for Jasper dried up real quick. Jow, better exit here. So we head back up North Columbus. Jow's got the positioning. And Jasper will give him the room and give him third. Di Gregorio onto the podium. Big, big night for him.
Yeah, for a season that started out not well whatsoever, with being taken out before he even really got to get rolling to the first corner, he has certainly turned things around.
Christopher Hill will take the white flag. He's got Mitch Welker ahead. And he's got 2 seconds back to J.J. Wang as DiGregorio will turn the purple lap from third. Welker will let the leader through. Christopher Hill is in the mix here for the points as well. He's inside the top 5, but a distant 5th. But that could all change here in 3 corners. One more right-hander on to South Columbus, and he'll have it on lock. The 101 of Christopher Hill to the stripe, and he will take a tumultuous Chicago street race here tonight. The Goodleaf VHS Rentals Grand Prix of Chicago mercifully is over, and Christopher Hill will stand on the top step with J.J. Wang and João DiGregorio at either side. First career Formula Super Series Grand Prix victory for the 101. Christian Jasper, Zach Flem, great results here tonight in 4th and 5th. Dan Miglin has to retire on the final lap with a meatball. Brett Hahn, I believe, going to be the only candidate for the top AM because he's the only one still on the lead lap. Ooh, what a night. We'll lock this one in the subconscious and never talk about it again. 11 of the 28 drivers finished the feature. Only one caution somehow. I don't know how. But Christopher Hill, we talked about the practice pace not translating to the sprint. Well, that did not age very well.
Yeah, he just had to get clear track. I mean, once he got a clear track, he started piping in the purples there and able to do his thing. I think it took him a little bit to get into a rhythm during the race. But once he found it, there was no turning back.
Hill will bring it back down to the attention of his pit crew. And we'll go ahead and give you the full finishing rundown here. As Hill with the first win of his Formula Super Series career, J.J. Wang in second, João DiGregorio in third. We'll talk to these 3 gentlemen momentarily. 4th for Christian Jasper, 5th for Zach Flem, season's best for both. Nick Goyette in P6, nicely done. Brian Labarge, nicely done in 7th tonight. Brett Hahn, top AM in P8. We'll talk to him in a second. Technically a DNF, I think, for Dan Miglin in 9th. Mitch Welker will finish in 10th, miraculously. Great recovery for him to take home some points tonight. Nick Fleury, the last driver running, in 11th. 12th for Michael Costello, 13th for Jeff Groff, 14th Mario Capellucci, Kevin Bonomi in 15th, Titus Sherlock in 16th, Nate Siefker led some laps tonight, finishes in 17th, Hunter Engraff in 18th, Kyle Allen 19, Peter Donshak the top 20, Matt Johnston 21st, Drew White 22nd, Cameron Dance 23rd, Griffin Yellen, Byron Daly, your top 25. Zach Buchanan and Sam McDougall, 26th and 27th. Jesse Lacey, with internet connection issues all night, never turned a lap in the sprint or the feature. Okay, we are awaiting some folks to hop into the interview room here. I'd see Brett Hahn hanging out down in his team channel. So we're just going to swap him straight into Booth 200. Brett Hahn, the top am here tonight in a wild one at the Chicago Street Circuit. How are you feeling after 55 minutes of that?
Woo! Tommy, I tell you what, we are pretty tired out here tonight, man. That was a long one for sure, and especially with the stress levels being all the way max with how close these walls are, it was tough there starting from where as deep as we did.
Yeah, I would imagine. Pretty stressful. Didn't quite make the finish in the sprint. I mean, what changed for you between the sprint and the feature? Was it just some luck? Is it something that you did differently on track? Did the conditions favor you? What was the big difference?
Yeah, I did some practice with the actual race test settings, the most I did today, just to try and prepare me with it. But it all just came down to mindset there, just telling myself back up the corners if I need, still 40 minutes left ahead pretty much was my mindset the whole time, and try not to make any big mistakes, and we didn't there for the feature time and walking away inside the top 10, and I believe best am. So feeling pretty good about that for sure.
Great job here tonight. Anybody you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, Nick Fleury, Dave Payton out there, some buddies running in this league, and then all the other amateurs out here putting on a great points battle. I think, came into tonight tied in points. So just got to thank those guys for teaching me these cars, because first ever road series I'm a part of, mostly an oval track guys. So this road stuff, especially the Formula stuff, man, way out of left field for me, learning every race I jump into this car. And of course, all the Brett the Jet fans out there watching on Turn 200 here tonight, got to shout them all out, and hopefully glad we could get to talk to you guys after one finally.
Absolutely, partner. Well, hopefully talk to you again here soon, but go rest and relax after this one here tonight.
Oh yeah, party down at the pit stall here tonight for our crew.
All righty, thank you. All right, we'll talk to this gentleman for the second time here tonight. The big sprint win earlier. Follow it up with a podium here. João de Gregorio is back in booth 200. What a wild race here tonight. Congratulations.
Hi guys, I was hoping to be back here, not on the top spot, but I'm back here. It was a very fun one, very difficult. I was so lucky to have the safety car because I didn't have the rear wing. But I did I think a minute and a half of repairs. Car was pretty good after that. It was like a new one. And I was just focused on not crashing again because I knew everybody was going to try something crazy and guys were dying everywhere, and I kept going, and then suddenly I was fighting for the podium. I had a very, very, very good fight with Christian. Christian deserves to be here as well because it was a hell of a fight. But I lost too many times trying not to crash the car, so I didn't catch Juan and Christopher. But it was that. I think now we are leading the championship. I didn't see the point, but it was pretty close, and those guys didn't complete the race. So I think it was a very good one for us. And let's go back and Homestead.
Matt, do you have a question?
Just another congratulations. I know lining up there, you the first lap there was pretty crazy, and you weren't able to get through. I mean, were you expecting to be able to even get close to a podium after having to come down pit road there?
I was just expecting to not crash again because I knew that I just lost the rear wing, so I wasn't expecting like a terminal damage. But it was very good. After the safety car, I was just too careful to not crash, and it was all good. The only thing tonight that I'm very, very impressive, I was talking to the guys on the press conference room, it was the quali lap. I think the quali lap did the whole job today. it was a hell of a lap. I just like find the right spot, So quali was very, very, very important here.
Great night all around. Congratulations. I know you thanked people earlier, but do you have anybody else that you want to thank?
Now I want to send a kiss to my fiance, and a kiss to my parents, and just that. Thanks to Pro Racing Simuladores. Thanks to CND Racing, and let's keep going. Championship is on the second part of the championship, so let's hope the good streak continues.
The reigning champ back on top of the point standings heading into Homestead. Thank you for the time. Congratulations on the podium. We'll hope to talk to you again next week.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Well, I believe it'll be a first career podium for this gentleman. The person that subjected us to all of this here tonight will end up with a great night. Plus 12 off the feature grid, and JJ Wang is back at booth 200 here for the first time on a Monday night. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It was a wild night for sure. Just looking at that, just that corner 2 wheel spin just absolutely killed me. Chris is somebody that you can't keep behind if you make any kind of mistake. So it's weird to say that I'm a little disappointed, but I'm a little disappointed.
Well, I mean, what were the expectations coming into tonight? You've been doing really well in the features of late. I don't think people realize how well you've done in these features. Anytime you've been able to make it to the finish of them, you're always trying the overcut strat late. It almost worked for you here tonight.
Yeah, truth be told, I'm a little surprised that folks don't do more overcuts. I think people kind of prefer to pit early, and I think some folks still prefer kind of a midway pit. But I've always felt that the tires were, even when it's worn, I think folks see the percentages that it wears late in the run and get a little worried. But if you kind of manage it well, you don't lock up too much. You can actually kind of coast through some of the corners and not use up too much rubber and still kind of run close to your PB. And I kind of found that out just through testing. And I keep telling my teammates, but they never believe me. So maybe I can't do this anymore, and we'll probably see more folks running overcuts. But in general, I do think this is kind of the way to go. But sometimes it does depend on the track. Like at Barcelona, if it's really cold, then it's the tires can really bite you. So yeah, but for the most part, yeah, I think for the most part, I always find myself on the back foot, and it's just kind of thinking of the strat to leapfrog kind of the midfield, because if you can just get away with clean air, as Oscar Piastri said, clean air is king.
Matt, what you got for buddy JJ?
Yeah, congrats on a good run here. I mean, you obviously played the overcut like we just talked about, but then some of your competitors just dropped like flies right out from either behind you or in front of you. I mean, what was going on through your head as you saw driver after driver turn gray in your black box there?
Well, I hope that could have gone for gold, but I knew that Chris was wicked fast, and in general, he's one of the best road racers in iRacing. So even when his front wing, I want to give a big thanks to Matt Johnston, kind of my new teammate for the season. He elected to stay in the box and just keep me updated with where everybody was on track. That honestly, it was really just push, because even when Bonomi and Hunter Engrave wrecked in front of me, I knew they probably would have towed by the time Chris got there, and it was still trying to push for a gap without necessarily destroying its tires, because there is a cliff, and then if you can kind of make sure you don't hit that by the time you pit, then yeah, like I said, you can kind of coast through some corners and still make PB. So yeah, I don't know, just push. It probably didn't seem sweaty in the middle, but I knew that I knew it was going to be close at the end.
Well, career best finishes for you and Zach Flaum here tonight. There's talk of an internal review. Do you care to comment at this time?
I hope we come back next season.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, We'll think on that, I'm sure. But in the meantime, well-deserved and well-earned shout-outs for you here tonight.
Yeah, big shout out to Chris. Even when he's going for a win, and I'm sure I didn't really sweat him too much. He tends to be the better driver than me, but you can always kind of rely on him to race you clean. He doesn't, when he sticks a nose under you, he's not like over driving. I did really enjoy the fight, even though that I really ruled that kind of turn 2 slide that gave him momentum by. Big thanks to Matt Johnston. It was already a lot to keep up mentally to push at this track, lap after lap. I probably wouldn't have understood the race if it wasn't for Matt Johnston in the box just feeding me information on Christian Jasper, just making sure he doesn't put too much on me, but also Chris kind of charging in on the field with an early pit. So big thanks to TWR in general. They're great guys to work with. Congrats to Chris, of course. Congrats to Dan Miglin and Brian Labarge for the career best finish here too. And honestly, big thanks to, I know the Discord's a little on fire right now, but big thanks to everybody who showed up, because when this goes official, the grids are really small. Everybody avoids this track. I can't imagine why, honestly. It's quite fun. So, but it's nice to actually experience kind of a big grid just kind of attempt to run this. It's honestly been fun, but of course I can only speak for myself.
It certainly was an entertaining night here, so thank you for that. Congrats on picking up the career best here tonight, and we'll hopefully talk to you again here soon. Keep it up.
Yeah, thanks so much. Oh, and a quick shout out to Goodleaf for sponsoring. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right, we will bring in now your first-time race winner here with the Formula Super Series. The Goodleaf VHS Rentals Grand Prix of Chicago goes to Christopher Hill in the 101. It's not been too long since we've talked to you here on the channel. Even just 7 days ago, you were on the podium. Tonight, you go 2 better. Congrats.
Yeah, that's a surprise a little bit, especially after the beginning of the race there. So, yeah, happy to get up on the podium. What a heck of a race, huh?
It was definitely an interesting night, that's for sure. I mean, talk me through your feature. It went well before that first caution. And then some battling had to be done after that.
Yeah, slightly after the first caution, one of my teammates had a little spin in front of me, and I got some pretty good damage there. So I was just kind of limping to lap 10, hoping that I wouldn't lose too much ground. And then I guess everybody, trying to drive a Formula car at a motocross track. I'll kind of miss the jump, or didn't quite get it over the triple or something, and either way, they, it ended up being me versus JJ, which for a while there I didn't think I was going to catch, but then the tires started coming in, and it all kind of worked out. So kind of shocked about it, but super happy to pull off a win, and yeah, I mean I thought we had decent pace through practice and all that, just didn't have luck, but it kind of ended up having luck when it's all said and done. So can't complain, So
I feel like there was some luck there, and maybe kind of a Schadenfreude away, because like the contact there ripped the entire front assembly off that car pretty much all the way up to the wheels, and then you had contact from behind as well, just on that same lap, I think, and then all of a sudden you don't have a meatball flag. You don't have to come in and get required repairs. Do you think it would have played out differently if you had to come down immediately?
Oh, of course. Yeah, because I mean, I was fortunate enough. I mean, I had like a minute 40 of optionals when I came in, but I was able. I think it was only like 9 or 10 seconds of requireds, all things considered. So I mean, and then then for the car to still be reasonably competitive once it got that with still like a minute and a half of optionals, it's kind of crazy to think that it how much better would the car have been had it actually been fully functional, or who knows, maybe it was just repairing stickers, I don't know, but it definitely yeah, I don't know, I definitely a very fortunate night, all things considered. I mean, I think I had enough pace to be in the running had I survived, but hey, we ended up surviving when it's all said and done, and so I'll take it,
Matt, what you got for your Grand Prix winner?
Yeah, congrats on a great run here. I know that, I mean, it was a wild night. I'm sure once you came down pit road and got some of that fixed and You came out, you were able to, I'm sure, I mean, I don't know how much of a breath you can really take here around the Chicago street circuit, but, I mean, not being just mired in traffic there after coming out and just being able to put some laps in. You said you had the speed, but you just weren't really able to use it all night until really the second half of the feature. It had to be a little breath of fresh air there for you.
For sure. I mean, because even in the sprint race, I went the whole sprint race with a really damaged front wing that was like making me like 3 seconds a lap off the pace. So I didn't have a chance until the feature, till after the repair to even kind of open it up. And I got fortunate that half the field was missing by the time I came out, and so I was able to put together good enough laps to close the gap and get ahead of JJ there. And I'm super happy. It's great to get first win in the series. I had a sprint race win, but hey, for an actual feature win, I had a good feeling about Chicago. Somehow I end up surviving this place, even though I really don't like this track. But somehow I end up doing all right. I think I actually got my first podium here in FIS too, if I think about it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's been a good track for me as far as results, but somehow I don't know, motocrossing in a Formula car isn't my my top pick. But hey, if it gets good results, I'll do it every day.
Well, we'll see if we can get the Charlotte Rallycross track on the schedule next season for you, and see if we can replicate the result. But
it'll be a little smoother, but
I think so actually. Congrats on the win here tonight. Shout outs for you.
Big thanks to Team Watson Racing, and if you guys are looking for setups, check them out. They've got quite a good setup shop there. Small but mighty, Always going to mention Precision Racing Instruction if you're looking for a tune-up in sim, real world, any place along the lines. That's what I do for a living. So feel free to reach out and we'll help you out. Big thanks to everybody putting on the show. It's been a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next race, and hopefully we can keep getting a chance to talk to you guys a little more often. So.
Absolutely. Always enjoy it on Mondays. Hopefully we'll talk to you again next week at the Homestead Roval. But go celebrate, go party down here with the P1 tonight.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Woo! All right. This one's about over. Oh, yeah. This is one of the nights that there's ever been.
Certainly a night to remember for some, and certainly a night to forget for the rest. Yeah, I mean, this was expected, and it delivered. I'm not quite sure I expected the entire top 5 to just instantaneously combust and drop out of the feature race here all in the same lap. That was pretty crazy, but I shouldn't say I'm surprised. So, I mean, those that were able to survive, one of the first things I said at the beginning of the night was it's a survival race, and lo and behold, that's exactly what it ended up being. So those drivers that were able to survive did a great job. Congrats to Christopher Hill on the win and JJ on a podium here. Really good runs for them. And Zhao is, I don't know, he may have a points lead here after tonight.
I think so.
I think he probably will. So he has really done his job after a couple of rough weeks to start the season. And only 4 rounds left. He's looking to finish it out strong. But Tyler Sherlock hoping to turn the fortunes around for him. But thank you to everybody that was in the chat with us here tonight. Jeff Mathis, Sam McDougal, Max Taylor, Ashton Crowder, and that was it. So thank you guys for tuning in and chatting with us. Always appreciate chats. And anybody else that was watching, we hope that you enjoyed it and at least enjoyed the calamity of it all throughout the night. And Tommy, we have some stuff coming up here.
Absolutely. Tomorrow's the first ever Venom Truck Series postseason race. It is the chase debut of the Venom Truck Series tomorrow night, and it's at Bristol. Always one of the crown jewel races for Venom. They had a big week at actual Bristol this week, so they'll have a lot to celebrate tomorrow and a lot of cool stories to share on the broadcast tomorrow as well with the Venom Truck Series boys. The None of Your Beeswax 220 kicks off at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, no Wednesday action until, I think October 9th is that day. I don't know. Whatever that Wednesday is on that week, that's the next time we'll be on air. And it will be with the ASRL Eminent Signs and Graphics Sports Car Championship. And it will be from Road Atlanta, I do believe, for the first week. But we got a few weeks to go for that. Thursday night, the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Round number 2 of the playoffs will kick off from Kansas, and that will be at the usual 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And that will lead us back into next Monday's action for the Formula Super Series. The GoSquadra Formula Super Series, that is, from the Homestead Road A. Not the best road from Homestead, but the Homestead Roval slept on. Very excited for next week's race. Should be a good one. It'll be the 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time, usual time here for the GoSquadra Formula Super Series. Thank you to 4D Raceware. Thank you to GoSquadra.com for their continued support of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series for season number 2. Thank you to Goodleaf VHS Rental for coming on board here tonight for the Goodleaf VHS Rental Grand Prix of Chicago. We'll put this one to bed here tonight. Thank you to the FSS admin team. Thank you to the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson. That's all we got for you here tonight. Till we meet again here from the Chicago Street Circuit, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long and congratulations to Jowdy Gregorio on a 4th sprint victory and Christopher Hill on a first career feature victory.
This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.